actually being in the same room as your friends while you stomp them into the ground is so much more satisfying.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the D1 DLC podcast. Beer number 2, where we have Ben and I have watched it before, but Carmine has just seen the trailer for the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi.
I've got a bit of catching up to do, that's for sure.
Which I've just seen again, and oh my goodness, my nipples are actually hard.
Yeah?
They're actually hard. So hot takes. All right, 2 hot takes just for having watched it again that I want to drop. So firstly, Mark Hamill in the trailer. So that's 3. So that's the first one. So the second one is Mark Hamill saying, this is not going to go how you think it's going to go. He says that in the trailer. Yeah. I love that line in the trailer. That may mean nothing, but I hope that it means that it's not going to go the way we think it's going to go. Hot take number 3. Hot take number 3 is I hope that Kylo Ren becomes the good guy and Rey falls to the dark side.
Whoa!
Maybe that's the bit where...
okay, that's what made me think. I was just... that would be amazing. That would be...
I don't see them doing
Neither
that.
do I, but it would be good. I didn't see them killing... I don't know if you... Can we spoiler the latest?
Can we? It's 2 years old.
2
so
years,
I feel like we...
And it's not a small event either.
Well, you
go for it. Spoil away.
Ned Stark dies in episode 8.
9.
No, it's the end of 8.
Is it?
I'm not sure. Ned Stark dies in the first season, alright? He's not making it the whole way. I don't know what the statute of limitations is.
Yeah.
They surprised me in number 1. In The Force Awakens.
Number
which
7.
Is actually number 7.
Yep.
It looked pretty good, didn't it?
Looks amazing.
I know. You were just saying while you're watching it, you can't wait for your son to be old enough to be able to watch it. How old is your son?
He's 6, and I'll be super disappointed, because I've sort of missed all the new stuff.
Yep.
Because, a bunch of reasons, but I really hope, there was Indiana Jones and stuff on the other night, and I'm like, all of these movies from my childhood, I'm hoping that he will enjoy them, like I did, and I'm sort of waiting for him to get to that age.
Look, if you make him watch them enough, eventually.
Force him to into it.
I'm exactly the same with my kids. The other night, we were sitting down, Saturday night. What do? One of the kids says, let's watch a movie. Yeah. So I jump on Netflix, and I'm having a quick look through
So you watch
kids'
Moana?
movies. No, we saw that at the cinemas.
You're welcome.
So, yeah.
It's on Netflix, you can watch it anytime you want.
But scrolling through all these movies, and then I see one from that just leapt out from my childhood, and I'm like, we're watching this. New kids are going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Or I will beat you.
Or else.
Yeah.
So we watched The Goonies.
Yes.
And the
They
kids
just
loved it.
Oh,
They
okay,
loved it.
Phew.
And I was like, I was so happy.
Yeah. You hope that it translates, because sometimes the generation gap, the production and all that can have an effect when the kids lose it.
I have, for someone who's a parent, I mean, obviously there's big decisions you're going to have to make in your life as a parent.
Yeah.
It's going to have a lasting effect on your child forever. So how do you handle a decision, the gravity of, with Star Wars, do you start at episode 1 or episode 4?
I don't know.
There is a lot of talk online about the best order to watch them.
Yeah.
And what is there a consensus?
And is it like 4 to 7 or?
No, there's actually an order that apparently has been decided upon. I think it's called the Machete Order.
Okay.
That is seen as this is the order that is best to watch them, and it is 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. You don't watch 1 at all.
Really? Yeah.
Because apparently what it does is it preserves the I am your father at the end of 5.
Yeah.
Which is completely spoiled if you watch 1, 2, and 3 first.
Yeah.
It removes 1, which surprisingly, apparently, you don't actually need to see at all.
No, I would agree. Literally, there's Darth Maul, never see him again. Yeah. There's Qui-Gon. It's more Obi-Wan's story than anyone else's. Yeah.
So apparently, there's 2 minor points that seem a little bit out of place, but you can
resolve
completely ignore number 1 and watch it. And then what you do is, so you see 4, 5, and then you have a backstory of this is how Darth Vader became Darth Vader in episodes 2 and 3.
And then you get the resolution
And then
to that
you get
story.
the resolution of
I
that
think-
in episode 6.
Yeah.
Where does... Okay, so now, though, I feel like... I know it's not part of the official numbering, but I feel Rogue One's got to be in there somewhere as well.
And well, see, and that's it. So if Rogue One was in there, I guess you
You'd
would
have to start
watch
with it, wouldn't you?
first.
But so how do you go from Rogue One...
Rogue One is a weird story. It's a good story, but it's only a good story to people that are familiar with the universe. I actually don't think it's a great movie for people that aren't Star Wars fans.
Oh, you see, I don't know. I'd like to get someone who hadn't watched Star Wars because I'm obviously...
Yeah.
Is your partner a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that makes it easier. See, my partner's not really a
Oh,
Star Wars
look,
fan.
I just make her watch and do the things that
The
I
thing
like
is,
doing
like, it's
until
hard to-
eventually it's like Stockholm syndrome, you know. Eventually, she falls in love with it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
It
thing.
actually backfired because I convinced her that she needed to buy a Switch, so she did. I
Now
don't
she
like it
loves
very
it.
much. And she fucking loves it. What happened there?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I watched the first 3, 4, 5, and 6 back in the day.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, see, I can't
watched
even
number
remember
1.
watching them. I just like it was part of my psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you
Watched
just grow
number
up.
1, and I think number 1 burnt a lot of people first
Yeah,
time
it
around.
did.
Like, and
Did.
it sort of, I lost that, and you know, yeah. So now I'm gonna try and recapture that with my son when he gets to that right age. Where
I'm going to
he
say
can-
Rogue One, and I've said this before. Rogue One is my favourite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Mainly because I think it was dark in a way that Empire was, but it went all the way.
Yeah.
And then leads in beautifully to A New Hope. And that was the way they tied those two movies together at the end was phenomenal. And it was also we saw Darth Vader the way he deserved to be.
yeah.
He had a power and a presence that he's never
Yeah.
had in the movies. And I mean, he was the greatest villain in history before that.
Yeah.
And we actually got to see him in full flight, even though it was brief. So,
But
Yeah.
I didn't see it at the cinema for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It was something that was always like, I really need to see that before it leaves cinemas, and then I never got around
Just
to
didn't
it.
happen,
And
yeah.
it recently came out on Netflix, and as soon as it came out on Netflix, I watched it because, you know, it
Yep.
was now free and there was no excuses. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but I've heard people say, like yourself, that it's the best Star Wars.
I think so. Just to clarify, and we talked about this briefly last week. The best of my favourite, different things.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
my favourite Star Wars movie.
Okay,
Absolutely,
sure.
it's my favourite Star Wars movie. I would suggest that the best Star Wars movie is still Empire. I feel from everything that's the best told story,
Yeah.
and it's my second favourite Star Wars movie to this day. But my favourite is Rogue One. Like,
Okay.
there was a lot in that I really liked, and you know, even
fair
for
enough.
stupid little reasons, the fact that Alan Tudyk is a voice that makes me like it more because
Yeah.
I love him. You
Yeah,
know,
fair
so
enough.
those little things all tie in.
He's in Moana, you know.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Lots of lines, great diversity.
Yeah, no. it's
Of lines.
a lot
he
of
plays
character
the-
development.
He plays the chicken. You know who Alan Tudyk is, don't you?
Yeah. You gonna tell me?
I am, so you don't have to pretend. He's Wash from Firefly, Serenity. You've watched that, haven't you?
No.
Well, thanks for coming on. It's been nice to have you. Hey, there is some housekeeping that we forgot to do earlier, Ben, which we really do need to do now. So we are having a beer
Yep.
in a fantastic bar,
Oh shit, yeah.
which is called,
Harry's Bar.
and you can find out more about it.
Harry's Bar on grenfell.com.au.
Yeah, so it's in the heart of CBD. Thank you so much to these guys for letting us record here.
Yep.
We absolutely love the environment. We have a good time, a great time here. I did
I
just
think
notice
I
that
link the Facebook or the website at least once a fortnight on our
Yep.
Facebook page anyway.
Yep,
So
yep.
Great
And
balcony.
so we do. Oh, it's a great balcony, particularly the weather's now.
Yeah.
So right there, I know you can't see it, and if you're listening, you certainly can't see it.
Yeah.
But just out there,
Just to our right, there's
fantastic
a beautiful
balcony, and you can see
sun
right
shining.
now the sun on it as it's setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the
Looking over the
spring,
heart of the
summer
CBD, yeah.
months, that's legit. Tuesday nights, $6 pints or whatever you like,
I
which
reckon
is fantastic.
we'll have to get here one week early enough that we can set up out there.
Yeah.
And then show people how amazing a
Yep.
view it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful, and particularly when it's like this. And they've got the old-fashioned lights hanging up out there, which I really dig as
yeah.
well. So every second Tuesday we record here. You are, of course, welcome to come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of people lurking here, and we had a few earlier today
Yes.
that have been and gone. So today's the 10th of October. We'll be here on the 24th.
just before PAX.
Just before PAX.
Yeah.
Segueing into...
That was pretty smooth, wasn't
I
it?
know, right? But I'm going to cut you off because I do want to give another quick shout out.
I thought it was good.
Just while we're talking about local stuff, because I think that from D1 DLC, since we've started, we've been huge supporters of local gaming and geekery. Now we're at a local pub, we're talking to local developers, we've been to the local conventions, we love the local shit. So today, now this is not geeky, but today I went and got a beard trim. I'm sure you've all noticed.
Looks beautiful, by the way.
I've got no other reason to go to a hairdresser, so I went to a
Manscaping.
went and had a bit of manscaping, just the top end. That's all.
Neck up.
The rest of it's self-managed. I went to the Slick Lobster, which is in Adelaide Arcade on the second level. Really cool guys there. They're really relaxed. Guys and girls. I had a beard trim by a lovely young lady today. And it's a really great place. Like really nice and cheap and very relaxed atmosphere. I really enjoy it.
Is it upstairs on the mall end of the arcade?
It is.
Yeah.
It
I've
used
been
to have
there
a different name.
Yeah, I reckon I went there before they changed.
Yeah, I can't remember
I
what
have a bit of beard envy looking at it. It does look nice. They've done a good job.
Stop it. No, if you want to talk about it. No, you can touch it. They put a bit of beard balm in it and everything. I tell you, fancy pants. But they do a podcast.
Really?
So they're about 8 episodes into their podcast, and their podcast they talk to local people in Adelaide. So it's an Adelaide-focused podcast, and so the 3 episodes I've heard, they speak to one of the daughters of the owners of Parwana. If anyone knows Parwana, it's Afghan
such
restaurant.
a good
that people have
restaurant.
been to. Now I haven't been to it.
Where is it?
So
I actually went. So my birthday was 3-4 days ago now. We went there for my birthday.
Yeah.
It's the dumplings there are the best dumplings ever.
So the first episode's with one of the daughters. So they've actually got 4 locations now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's one in the city, one in Bowden, one at the Flinders University campus. Now, my understanding is the one in the city and the one at the Flinders Uni campus, I think, only do lunch.
Okay.
The one at Bowden does dinner and dessert. Apparently, one of the daughters works at the Bowden one, and it's the best hazelnut brownie you'll ever have.
Really?
Apparently.
Okay.
And then Henley Beach Road, I think,
Henley
is the
Beach
main...
is the one that I've been to.
Yeah, the original one. So
Yep.
Afghani restaurant. Anyway, so then episode number 2 was with Amanda Blair. I don't know. Those people have been around Adelaide for a while. She used to be on SAFM.
Back in the day, yeah.
Like big voice on radio. And then the last one was with the head chef at Africola. Which, again, if you haven't been to Africola, amazing food.
It's on my list, but I haven't been there.
It's so good. And that was actually really cool because they had him mic'd up, and it was more like he was telling a story while he was actually serving, rather than an interview. So it was really interesting. All 3 of these episodes mentioned how good Parwana was and how you have to have the eggplant there.
See, I enjoyed the eggplant, but for me, the dumplings.
Dumplings for you?
Yeah, so good.
I'll try both.
Yeah.
And I'll report back on which is the best. But anyway, so the Slick Lobster podcast, it's really good. Anything Adelaide, but it's also, they're fantastic. They're great interviewers.
Yeah.
Very jealous of the way they put their podcast together. It was really high quality stuff. So if you need a haircut or a beard trim, also recommend. The rest of the scaping, I don't think they do. But yeah. End of shout outs. Segue into PAX. Go.
PAX!
Not as smooth this time.
Interesting how you mentioned PAX just there.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Yeah, no.
What month are we in? October? Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
So-
it's in October this year. So it's...
So PAX
3
has
weeks?
actually been moved back a week.
Yeah.
Now, the reasoning that I heard was to move it away from Melbourne Cup. Because apparently people were a bit upset about paying ludicrous prices for flights into Melbourne the weekend before Melbourne Cup, and then paying for accommodation at ludicrous prices the weekend before Melbourne Cup.
Move it away from Melbourne Cup.
So they've moved it back a weekend.
It was the first weekend of November, and now it's the last weekend of October.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. That
So,
makes sense,
I'm really looking forward to going along this year.
Who you going with? You going by yourself? You going with people? What are you doing?
So I'm going with my partner, but there is a group of probably about 15 people that are going across with us.
Does Danielle listen to the show? Does she watch your beautiful face on the YouTube channel?
Look, I'm gonna say she definitely does.
Huge fan.
Very, very
Look, we can
supportive
sign
of.
We can sign you some autographs, Danielle. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So looking forward to it. There's a number of like really cool stuff that's happening this year, but for me, PAX is less about the video games, and I know you guys are going to be shocked to hear
You're
that.
about the tabletop.
Okay.
For me, it's tabletop.
Yeah.
For me,
love that
I
shit
love
at the
going
conventions.
and doing all the board gaming.
Yeah.
You did that at
AFCON,
AFCON.
yep.
You what did you win? The Seven Wonders.
Seven Wonders tournament.
Yeah.
So I came first in that, which
You're
was pretty
really
cool.
a strategy dude, aren't you? That's your.
I do enjoy playing some strategy games, whether they're PC or
Yeah.
board game.
Yeah.
So you're into playing well-established board games as opposed to going and finding out new.
No,
Or
I
a bit
do
of both.
play. I play a lot of new board games, and I say new. Like I'm not playing Cluedo, although I really love Cluedo, and I'm not playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
These are games that are fairly new in the scheme of things.
Do
Like
you scout
5 to
around
10 years.
on places like Kickstarter in the board game section, because there seems to be like quality board games coming out there.
Yeah, so Kickstarter
If you're looking
is
for something
one,
that's like no one's made it yet.
yeah, Kickstarter is one that I kind of shy away from
Okay.
because I've been burnt before
All right. What, with the board games or
with
just
board games. Yeah, so there's I own.
When you say burnt, do you mean like lack of quality or just the product not
put
being
money
delivered?
in and never got it?
No, I've always gotten what I've
Yeah.
what I've ordered, but it's just that you get a bit of the this is really good. The hype's there. I really want this, and you get it.
You're
and
drawn
it's-
into the concept, but the execution doesn't live
Yeah,
up
it's
to.
not as good.
That's, yep.
Yep. So usually
Kind
what
of
I
like
do
No Man's Sky, but for board games.
exactly like No Man's Sky, but for board games actually.
Apparently it's pretty good now, No Man's Sky. Anyway,
There's
carry on.
been a few updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's really good.
Well, I tried it. It looked the same to me, so I just stopped playing again. But yeah, for board games, for me, I want to see a bit more about the game. I want to have more people playing it, and I guess if there were people out there, and maybe there are, and I'm just not aware of it, that were reviewing games like what we do with video games,
Making
but for board
recommendations.
games and making
yeah.
recommendations.
See, now, I'm sure you would remember being an avid fan of the D1 DLC podcast before you joined the team,
Yep.
that we interviewed Matthew, geez, I can't remember his last name now.
I know who you're talking about.
I feel really bad.
Bloody Quest.
No,
he
but
was
also, that's a good one.
Yeah, you who was it?
He writes the campaigner. That's his thing. the
Oh,
campaigner.
Matthew Lee.
Matthew Lee. That's
Yeah.
it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Man on board. So
yeah,
he runs.
he does
the,
that. Yeah.
He runs a local board game testing thing. So every month or 2 months,
Yeah.
they go to. Now it's held at Greenlight Comics.
Yeah,
You go along and test games.
I'll be hanging out with those guys on Friday. They're gonna
More shout outs. Greenlight Comics.
Yeah.
We love Greenlight Comics.
I'm looking forward to it because
Yeah.
they're going to give me a bit of a heads up on what I should be introducing my son to. Talking about
Comics and
Star
stuff
Wars.
like that. Yeah,
they're going to
yeah,
be giving
yeah.
me a bit of a so that'd
Ross
be
and
cool.
Dan and the other guy whose name I can never remember, and I
Ben,
feel really
maybe? I
bad
don't know.
because he's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have to hook you up with Matthew. He's been
Yeah,
on the show.
for sure.
He's a super nice guy. We
Yeah.
run into him every time we go to a convention
and he's
or
always
something like
he's
that.
always shouting out like on Facebook or something about the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
playtesting event.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Specifically for board games.
Well,
So,
yeah.
And it's a great opportunity to just go play some games, and they're so good at taking feedback from kind of. I don't know, when you were at Avcon, did you play any of the games in development there?
No.
Because you had your kids with you, didn't you? Which I guess makes it a bit more
It
difficult.
makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
So in
We've
the
had the
Seven
game
Wonders,
the Beards game. There was a Beards card game
Okay.
that we played
Beards
there.
card
Beards card game. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really cool. I enjoyed
so
it.
we,
Didn't win, but-
me and the kids mostly stayed in the board game area because there was. Like we went and tried the console area where you can play free consoles and that sort of stuff, but there was like a time limit on that, and so in board games it was pretty much just come in, do your thing, and like stay for as long as you want, which we were really happy with. So me and the kids played a few games of King of Tokyo, which is a good fun game for kids to play. I got stomped by the kids a few times, so that was good fun for them, I guess. Then me and my daughter, who's 11, played in the Seven Wonders tournament. And she did really well. It's the first time she's ever done any sort of competitive game playing. I managed to win it, which was awesome as well. But it was a lot
how
of
does that
fun.
feel to play competitive board games? This is a whole new world to
Like
me.
competitive chess or
I'm like, because so in my mind, I'm comparing it almost to something like poker.
yeah, where,
You know, like
especially
we
a
play-
strategy game where would you is there a time limit on it?
Such a long.
Like,
And
So-
do you get particularly like? Was there a point where you were like, "Holy shit, I'm going to win this"?
I know, I've
and you
got-
start getting a bit like, all the palms are sweaty.
Yes, there definitely is a point where I'm like, oh, I'm
Just to be clear,
I'm
just to
in,
be
I'm
clear,
in.
we are talking to the Seven Wonders
Reigning
AFCON 2017 champion.
yeah,
Yes.
I feel like we need to have that on the banner more.
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
I'm not a champion of like.
I'm not even a
Not like
champion
of
in my-
anything.
in my own household.
I'm also the champion of the Tea Tree Plaza 1984 Children's Colouring In competition.
There you go.
Oh
we
my
have now.
God, it
we
is
have now
royalty. This
elevated-
is,
we've
So,
elevated.
like, just to
Look,
just
I
put
did
it
get.
out there.
To be fair, I got most improved 1993 for the Red Sox Cricket Club. So
Yeah.
not best and fairest.
okay.
Most
I
improved.
got a donkey's ass at Norwood Tenpin Bowling when I used to play doubles
What's
with
it?
my cousin. If you come last in the league, you get
Ah,
You
it's
get a
like the
donkey's
runner-up
ass.
prize.
No, it's not a runner-up. It's
it's
coming
the-
last. Congratulations, you came last.
Wooden spoon.
It's the wooden spoon.
No,
yeah,
no, that's
yeah.
called the Encouragement Award. I think I got that in 1992. So
Yeah, okay.
we called it something different.
So bow down to
So-
make sure.
Hey, sorry, just talking about PAX and board games.
Yes.
Have I seen that in the States now there's going to be a PAX specific to board games, to tabletop games?
I haven't seen that.
Because
but
I'm sure there's been a new PAX announced in the States.
Okay, yeah.
And I reckon that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
Which makes me wonder about like the resurgence in tabletop games.
it is
Has
massive.
been incredible,
It
hasn't
is
it?
Massive, yeah.
And I feel like that's been driven in large part by our generation growing up playing video games
Yep.
and realizing that we actually like people and we want to spend time with them.
you want,
Yeah.
you want tactile.
Yeah, but you can't. You know, like there's one thing being on a headset or having a chat in a chat
Yeah.
window playing EVE Online. That's one thing, but sitting down face to face, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Actually being in the same room as your friends while you stomp them into the ground is so much more satisfying than over communication on an online game.
Yeah.
Just quietly, if you're watching on YouTube, you've just seen that bit at the start of this clip. All right, that's the start of the show, right there. That was beautiful. And truer words were never spoken. Not that I'm competitive. I just like to win. That's all. That's all. So that's going to be the highlight for you. There's no upcoming games. You're not sitting there going, fuck, Spider-Man by Insomniac Games. I can't wait to go hands-on with that. I don't know if that's hands-on, disclaimer. If it's not there, it's not our fault. But there's no Red Dead. Maybe Red Dead's going to sneak in there.
I don't know.
Is there?
I haven't looked. So the schedule's just come out.
Yep.
I had a quick look. I made sure that I was aware of all the usual Penny Arcade stuff that I really want to go to. So the Maker Strip one is like just a good fun event that I really enjoy going to every time I'm in PAX. The next thing I checked was the board game tournament schedule.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pretty much build my PAX experience around
Events.
that I want to get into. So there's a Dominion competition on the Sunday, and there is a Carcassonne event on the Saturday that I'm definitely going to try and win, I guess.
So can I tell you, the thing that I love about PAX, now I went to PAX for the first time ever last year.
Yep.
Right, so I've been a closet geek for most of my life. And it's only been the last couple of
closet?
years
Really?
I've come out. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, like, except for that very select few people. Now,
Okay.
I'm loud and proud, man.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'm waving my rainbow portal flag.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. So I went to PAX for the first time last year. The thing that strikes me about PAX, and honestly, it's only struck me now that you're talking about it, is the incredible variety. For like it's like if you fall into this geek category, it's like a one size fits all. Like
Yeah.
there's almost this expectation that we all, like I like Star Wars and you like Star Wars, so we obviously both like Star Trek Galactica. And
So we like everything. Is that
Wow.
what you're saying?
and Lord of the Harry Potters, like it's it's like a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Like, some of us like laughing.
Specific.
It's not quite empty enough for me to glass it, but
You know what I mean? Like,
You
so-
guys got to catch up. Look.
Well,
No, that's my first one.
but yeah, you know, like there's this one size fits all mentality to being a geek, and I think there's obviously a common bond that we have. But like going to PAX, so when I went to PAX for the first time, and I do remember like they had this signage out the front, which was like "Welcome home," and I'm like, what is this wanky bullshit? Welcome home, welcome. And then I walked in, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm home.
They knew exactly where my home was.
These are my people. I didn't even know, but these are my people. But you know, like I spent the vast majority, 3 days. I spent 80% of my time in the indie games area for PAX and loved every second of it. Didn't see as much as I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then there's people that never even went in there. They spent their whole time in the AAA section, like
massive.
hanging out in the
It's a massive
Logitech section, hanging out. And then when you've seen all of it and you've seen everything, you wander through this hallway and there's the board games, which is 3 times. And then there's people that have brought their own PCs and they've spent the whole weekend playing it. There's people that have been at panels the whole time.
Yeah.
And then there's cosplay. You know, there's so much going on. There's
all the event, the on-stage competitive events going on as well. Yeah.
If you are any flavour of geek, you will get that itch scratched at PAX.
Yeah.
Like it's an incredible thing to be part of.
And you might get a few other itches
Well,
scratched
well-
because you might be specific on something, but then you sort of
find
bleed
out-
out into other things, and you discover, wow, there's something else that I've never found. Exactly like we're talking about tabletop games. You might say, well, I'm here now. Check it out. Wow, there's a whole world that I.
Absolutely, I would go
And
to
there-
that every year
And
if I could
there
afford
are
it.
some
for sure.
itches that are there that you know you can't go within 500 meters of because you don't ever want to scratch that again because it
EVE
will ruin
Online,
your
for
life.
example.
I was talking Magic the Gathering, but
Did
You guys were there in an official capacity last year?
Yeah, last year we were.
This year, no.
No. So I actually feel bad because I could have got. I maybe should have got Benny a
Press
media
pass?
pass.
Media pass?
I mean, to be fair, media passes don't mean a whole lot of shit. You get in early on day one, which was good. The best thing about that was skipping the line to see Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that was good. Otherwise, I mean, you can set up interviews with lots of the developers, which is okay.
Ahead of time.
Yeah. I mean, which is good if you want to do the AAA interviews. We weren't really interested in talking to people about
Otherwise, you just
Horizon
go
Zero
up to them anyway and have a conversation.
and
don't you?
absolutely, like the
with the
indie
indie
developers.
stuff,
Yeah, with the indies. Yeah.
And that's all we did all weekend was play indies, and you don't need to be pressed to do that. Like if you go on a PAX as a punter and you see a game that you enjoy, talk to the dev. I mean, you of all people know, like getting that feedback.
Yeah.
The genuine appreciation, not just of positive feedback, but of constructive criticism framed in a positive light. Like, don't be a wanker. Don't steam bomb and shit. That's crap. But yeah, you know, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I don't. The only reason I would get a press pass when I went back is so I didn't have to pay for the 3-day pass.
Yeah.
That's the only advantage, to be honest with
You going to be there?
Yeah. This year, no.
No.
So
neither am I.
Ben's
So
going.
You're
I'm
going to be
going.
there.
Yeah, and Ado's going.
Okay.
So we'll definitely make sure we get the scoop from those boys when they get back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy to see Forts, which we've followed a fair bit, a few times. Like they've been at AvCon a couple of times now. I read an article in PC Gamer the other day. So Forts, have you played Forts, Ben?
No.
Would be up your alley. Like, so it's a strategy. Think Worms meets the Incredible Machine.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You would have seen the video that we did.
Yeah.
But has just quietly sold like 120,000 copies.
Holy moly! Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
Fantastic for and it deserves to. It's
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
game. So they're on. You go to PAX. They've got like the 6 games, which is PAX Rising or something.
Yeah. They get
Which-
the selection. Yeah.
So they're in that section this year, which is really good.
Cool.
Really exciting for them. So yeah, that's for me. That's where I would be, and I wouldn't leave. So I'm going to have to give you a list of just the indie games that we've been following, just to check off to see if they're there and how they're going. Do you know, is XO1 going?
Good question. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Jay a few times, and there's never been any mention of it.
Yeah.
Which I would have thought would have come up if he was going.
Yeah, by now it would have.
So-
I assume the Brief Battle Boys, maybe, but they went last year.
They are.
They are going, are they?
I think they're going.
Yeah, nice. Hacknet, I'm sure, will be there.
Probably.
Because it's always bloody there.
He gets his head around. Matt.
Yeah, he works.
He has
I
been to I don't know how many conventions this year
it's
all
crazy.
over the world.
Yep. I
Hacknet's
saw him
just
at
been off
Tokyo.
the
He was at
charts.
PAX
Yeah.
West, I think.
and
Yeah. Have you
King
played
Cherry
Hacknet?
Boys were over there.
No,
Hey, we're gonna have to get you on the Adelaide
You have
bandwagon.
specifically told me that I would love that one.
Yeah,
Which
I
one?
feel like Hacknet.
Oh yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
Adelaide Dev games in particular, I think
Yeah.
you'd like Hacknet.
Yeah.
You check out Expand. Actually, we've got a code. I'll put it in the shared PlayStation 4 account that we've got because that's just come out on PS4.
Nice.
Absolutely crack it. Icebox.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see a few games from Adelaide coming out,
and
it's
really
all
quality games
and,
too.
and everyone's working sort of off our own back. Like we don't. We're trying now to get some government support, and we're
Yeah.
trying to get like hubs
The shared
established
space,
and
yeah,
all this
which
sort of
would be
stuff going
fantastic.
down. But to think that these things, it feels like Adelaide's punching well above its weight.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Like you look at the
That's
money.
how it feels like.
Yeah,
And
you look at the
I'm
money
proud
that's
to be part of
in
it.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Like, so they really support game development in Melbourne. There's
Yeah.
nothing in Adelaide to
No.
support that whatsoever.
These guys
and yet
are-
we're producing Hacknet, Expand, Icebox, XO1, Hollow Knight. If you don't
Oh,
mind,
man.
I did alright.
Did
Oh,
okay, yeah.
wait till it hits the Switch.
Hollow Knight. I think.
Oh, you haven't heard me talk
No,
about
I
Hollow
haven't
Knight?
heard you mention that
It's
one
just a
before.
little. It's just a
Gonna
little.
need to get another beer then.
It's just a little game you might stumble across if you look around hard enough. You're gonna have to look around for it though.
Yeah, it's tough to find. It's
Yeah.
tough to find.
Okay.
Yeah, you consider the quality of games coming out of
Amazing,
here.
yeah.
And that's even I can't say it. Monadnock. Great puzzle game. I
Yes,
reckon
yeah.
you really, it would do your head in. I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game for you actually.
Oh god.
Yeah.
The last
Brief Battles is coming.
last
Yeah,
puzzle
Brief
game
Battles,
that did
obviously,
my
yeah.
head in was
Captain's Way, great game.
Oh man, we could just keep it. Sorry, I'm cutting
Oh, no,
it off,
it's
but it's
right,
like
it's
I just want to reiterate how proud I am to be part of this community. That feels like Adelaideans seem to feel like we're the type of guys that like out of Australia. We're like we're the not the Melbournes and we're not the
Yeah,
Sydneys
yeah.
and same goes with the game development community.
When
we're
underdog thing?
yeah, it's that, and it feels
Maybe.
feels like we're punching above our weight. And when I
Yeah.
see these guys like smashing it, like in the
Yeah.
top 10 games on Steam or whatever,
Yeah.
it's just like, man, how good is that?
I got so angry the
to-
other day. I read an article in Games Radar, and I'm like, honest to God, right now, still Hollow Knight is my game of the year. It's
yeah.
my game of the year. Games Radar, top 10 indies you should buy this year. Not even on it.
No?
Have you played indie games before? You
Oh, wow. Because it's in a bunch of top 10 lists. It
Yeah.
might not be on their top 10 list, but it's in a few.
For indie games, it's a shoe-in for a top 10 in the indie games.
Yeah.
I think it's a shoe-in for top 5 indie games, regardless of...
I saw this picture the other day. I think it was Ari, one of the developers.
Yeah. Oh,
And it was
in
when he-
Tokyo?
Yeah, and there was a
Yeah.
fan just hugging him.
Hugging him.
And like, it was like, that's, in a way, I can imagine that's what he did. Like,
Yeah.
not what he did it for, but
Yeah.
you make games to
Yeah.
connect with people, and there's a photo of that connection happening. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's what it's all about. As human beings, we just want to connect with people. We want to make something that other people can connect with. And here it was in a photo.
Yeah.
This dude that he probably had never met before just came up and grabbed him.
Fantastic
And I was
moment,
like,
isn't it?
man, I was so proud of
Yeah.
like, seeing that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
pumped
don't we all dream of making something that gets you
that connects with another
that
human
kind of
being
connection?
at a certain at
Yeah.
a real
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when we went to last year, we did a Avcon in the Mall thing.
Yep.
So before Avcon, and we just hosted it and did some Q&A stuff with Cryon Games, who are also
remember
doing very well.
Yeah.
We're working on an ARPG at the moment for mobile.
yes, yeah.
Apparently they're going to the States
Oh,
for
wow.
some Microsoft's scholarship thing.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
So they're smashing it as well. It's everywhere. And Chris, who helped you with
Yes.
Hollow Knight, with Icebox a bit with the testing and stuff like
Yes.
that, and another gentleman by the name of Matthew. Sorry, mate, I can never remember. Came up to us randomly and said, "G'day, mate. We've been listening to the podcast." For us, that was an incredible moment,
Isn't it?
You know, so that anytime you make something and
Yeah.
anyone appreciates it,
and you connect with someone at a deeper level. That,
it's just, it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've totally hijacked that PAX talk.
Yeah, I've actually lost train of where we were, but
We're talking about-
board games.
Board
Love
games.
them. I'll
Yeah.
be playing board games at PAX.
Did you ever go to
and-
Hungry Hippo when it was still here?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm really sad that went away.
Yeah, I can understand why it went away.
Yeah, so can I.
I'm disappointed it did,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of that, and I wish that there was a way to do it in a way that is going to be sustainable for the guys that are doing it.
Yeah. I think it's just the size that kind of group takes up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't spending a lot of money in that kind of situation.
Once you play a game, you're there for a while, and you're probably not.
Yeah. So when we went, we always went hungry and made sure that we were ordering food while we were there.
Yep.
Because that's how they're making their money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's disappointing because it's not something that I can see is going to make a lot of money.
But such a great environment. I remember going there with another couple that me and Beck knew and their daughter, and we went there for lunch, and we were there until 10 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
So we ate all day, we played board games all day.
Yep.
It's just such a great environment to be
Yeah.
in. So it's a real shame it's gone.
So there is a board gaming community that I'm not technically a member of, but I do join up with them when I can. That do a board gaming day once a quarter at a cafe in Adelaide.
Yeah, nice.
And it's kind of like Hungry Hippo in that it's a cafe, you can get your food there and everything. But the board games, people are just bringing board games.
Yeah.
So everyone,
and that works too. I like that.
Everyone rocks up with all the board games that they've brought along, and everyone just sort of shares and plays what they want to play.
How do you find out about this? Like, if you wanted to get on board with this, where do you go for that?
For me, that was a friend when I was working with that suggested, hey, we're doing this thing, you should come along.
Yeah. No Facebook group or anything like that?
It was a Facebook group, but for me it was word of mouth.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Facebook now? Can we give them a plug? Can we?
If anyone wanted to go on board? Are they still doing it now?
Yeah, they still do it. The group is it's like the Adelaide Terry Pratchett group that actually runs the board game. Yeah.
Is it something of Small Gods? The Temple of Small Gods?
Yes, that's the one. Temple of Small Gods. Yes.
Which is being made into a animated movie, I believe, later this year. I love Terry Pratchett. Oh my god, he's actually the best.
So this group runs this board gaming group once a quarter, so every 3 months at a cafe in Unley, Lascalia, I want to say is the name of the cafe. It's just great. They've got a back room. Everyone comes along. They bring their board games. You have a good, fun day of playing games, having some nice food.
Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, we need to wrap this show up because we've gone so far over time today. It's ludicrous. Before we do, Games of Eden is releasing Icebox when?
October 18th, American time, 2 o'clock, which is about sometime in the morning, Adelaide time.
Sometime in the morning,
I think it's 7:30.
You can get it on Steam.
On October 19th.
Yep.
Adelaide time.
On Steam for the ludicrously good price of $9.99.
US, yeah. And it'll be 10% off on opening week. So, for us as indies, it's really important to get on board early to try and cut through all the noise. Yeah.
Yep. So if you aren't going to check it out, make sure and also Steam reviews and stuff like that, share it with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
We're really excited. I have played the shit out of this game before. Jake has. Benny hasn't played it yet.
Haven't played it yet.
No?
I'm looking forward to
mate,
release.
mate, we've got a code in the barrel for you.
It'd be interesting to see someone who's more of a strategy type gamer, who's more of a board gamer. You might find it pushes you out of your comfort zone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I play PUBG pushes me out of my comfort zone.
Well, there you go. This is going to be a bit like that. Yeah.
But yeah, please absolutely check out that. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thanks,
you were coming on for a quick chat before we recorded the podcast, and we've bullied you into sticking around.
No, it was an absolute pleasure. Please have me on again. I'd love to hang out with you guys.
Absolutely. Mate, you know where we are?
Yeah.
24th, we'll be back.
I'll come and railroad you.
Absolutely. Just sit in the back, and when we say something, no, Brad, that's bullshit.
That's right. I'll just push my way in.
Yeah, absolutely. Benjamin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Brad.
Again, enjoy. We will see you before PAX, won't we?
I believe we'll have one podcast before PAX, and then
excellent.
Obviously one after.
So if anyone has a wish list of things they need Ben to check out for them at PAX,
please tell me, and I'll get to them if they don't conflict with a board game tournament.
I am going to go home and fall into a Middle-earth Shadow of War hole, which I shall not return from.
Really?
For 2 weeks.
No,
mate, it's bought. It's
that
done.
Makes sense.
97 gig download done.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So that releases tomorrow. So if my boss is watching this, Hurts a bit.
Oh, I'm not feeling too
Look,
well.
you don't look good, Matt.
I don't feel great.
Yeah.
Seedy, you look seedy.
Yeah, I feel it. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back next fortnight. If you're listening on iTunes, please rate us and subscribe on iTunes because that apparently is important. I hear all the other podcasts say it.
Yep.
Thank you very much to Harry's Bar.
At Harry's Bar, harrysongrenfell.com.au.
We'll be back on the 24th. Check us out. Say goodbye, boys.
Bye, boys.